So yesterday I held the biweekly group coaching call with my community, just some of my students who are part of the program right now. There was about, I want to say 10 to 12 people within the call, which is definitely one of the highest I've ever had, but it was great, answered lots of questions and I recorded the whole thing and I want you to hear it. I'm making it available for you guys to hear because we covered a lot of questions around ungating and opening up an LLC and banking and doing OA first, then the mom and pop, then ultimately wholesale and what it takes to find a good wholesaler. So definitely watch it. It's going to be a little long. So if you want to put it on like 1.5x or 2x, go ahead and do that. But you're going to get the whole recording here. So feel free to watch it and take notes.
We come in peace, peace, peace. Aye. From the west to the east, north to the south, in the belly of the beast. Aye. One, two.
Of the person messaging, and then that way we can cover lots of stuff. Okay, we got some ones coming in already. So Emron, how's it going, man? We'll start off with you.
Hey, how's it going, Nick? Thanks for asking.
Good. What's up?
Not much. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Everything is going all right now, but I am at a stage where I'm facing such a great challenge with suppliers, finding suppliers in my area and around.
Yeah.
One of the problems that it's not about the suppliers. No, it's easy to find them, but the problem that involves is that there's something called LOA, which is the letter of authentication or authenticity of the product.
Yeah. Authorization. Yeah.
Authorization. Yeah. So there are suppliers who tell me, "Oh, join our Telegram, join our WhatsApp." Just a price, right? And then I ask them for if the product is authorized or not. They tell me we can't give you the letter of authorization. It's just the way that it is. So
yeah. So okay. So you're saying that you're having trouble getting this LOA from suppliers?
yes. First of all, in case I don't want to take the risk and there's suppliers who copy and paste the products. They might manufacture the products by some of their connections, right? So I don't want to put the products on Amazon and the products is not authentic. And such a supplier who's trustworthy is the hardest part. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I lost you there for a second. So I agree. I think if any supplier ever says, "Hey, join my Telegram group or WhatsApp group," you should probably stay away from that because those people are usually middlemen or brokers or who knows, right? So are you skipping right now the OA and mom and pop? You're trying to go directly into wholesale?
Yeah, I'm trying to get directly to the wholesale because I have this amount of capital that I want to invest. And when I get to the leads that you provide, it's like they get me just 50 units limit. So I don't feel there's like a big of investment. But in the same time, I also follow the things that you say that it's a slow process. But in the meantime, I'm trying to scale my business and I wanna grow it. So I'm trying to get in touch with suppliers that have direct connection with the brand, like authentic suppliers. And that's the hardest part. So I want to know if you tell me a little bit about your journey and how did you get along with these brands, and so I can just copy your process because you're my mentor and I learned from you.
Absolutely, man. Look, I think going into wholesale is not hard, but for someone who's never sold anything online or doesn't have the proper mindset of what it takes to meet wholesalers, it's just going to be a bit difficult for you to do those things because to find really good wholesalers, you need to go to trade shows. You need to say the right things. You need to show that you know what you're talking about. You're ready to spend money. You need to be very quick with ordering and making decisions because a wholesaler is like someone who is trying to do a deal with you, and if they feel for any reason that you're just a tire kicker and you're just there because someone taught you something in 2 days and you're trying to make money, they're going to be like, okay, I don't want to waste my time. Right. And that's why I put together these stepping stones, because not that it's a slow process to build a wholesale business, it's just human. Like, you can't find a great wholesaler in 1 month and start making $50,000 a month, because it's not human. Like, you need to learn the process. You need to learn the language. You need to make some money on Amazon with OA to be able to just understand the full process. So that way, if a wholesaler is like, okay, like, here are 300 units of this product, it's a $5,000 purchase order. Like, you need to be like, okay, great, I'm sending you the money right now, and then move the motions. So it's not like, I understand that you have the money, but do you have the mental capabilities right now to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to wire you $5,000. Like, let's do this. Do you feel confident? Do you think you could do that?
Yeah. Very much confident. Absolutely. Like 2 days ago, I went to like I went to a supplement, health supplement store, right?
Nice.
And I just made a deal. It was not a lot of a lot of profit of it, but I just put down 5,000 without any hesitation. But it's not the thing. It's not the profit I was caring about. I was just caring about starting up, taking an action, and getting reviews at the beginning and see how it goes. As long as when I did my product analysis, it was 1,000 units sold a month. So this was something that got me the motive to do so.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of the things. But I didn't get the price at a wholesale price. I just got it through a lot of negotiation, and I got to just have price. I didn't have at the end a lot of profits, but it would work a little bit. Like my profit, my return profit is like $6 each unit, and I ordered 300 units. So
you did order? You placed the order?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was with a mom and pop shop?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Okay. So you're moving. Is this your first product you're moving forward with?
This is the second product. The first product I got from the leads that you always provide us, which is amazing too.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So this is your second product. Okay. So, I mean, you started with OA. Now this is your second product with mom and pop. Awesome. I didn't understand that part. I didn't realize that you'd done those two things. That's great. Okay. So now you want to move into wholesale, right? So have you seen the videos of the wholesale part where it talks about finding wholesalers with ChatGPT, Google Maps?
Yeah.
Going to trade shows. You saw that?
Yeah, I tried that, but because I'm in San Diego, we don't have a lot of suppliers. So I tried to go to Los Angeles and try to link up with a lot of people, but mostly all of these people, they have Telegram group and stuff like that. So it wasn't something that trustworthy, so I just skipped that because I saw one of the videos you said we don't have to follow these people. So I just wanted something worthwhile.
Yeah. So look outside of San Diego, look outside of just California in general, and look at trade shows. You may have to travel to a nearby state. You may have to find a trade show within California. I think California is a big hub for reselling on Amazon. And lots of people have really good suppliers. And then they're also creating these Telegram groups. So you have to figure out who their suppliers are so you can work with the suppliers.
Well, this was what is the move, or what is the magical thing that I can take in order to reach out these suppliers? I am so good at communication. I have done sales in the past in my life.
Yeah.
I know how to negotiate, but I do not know how to reach out these people.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit of creativity, right? Again, you have to use ChatGPT, you have to use Google. You have to use Google Maps. You also want to look for trade shows, right? Have you looked at any trade shows in California?
No, I have not yet, to be honest with you.
Okay, so that should be your main priority. Find trade shows in California And you don't need to necessarily go to them right away, but go to their websites and find wholesalers within the website, because every trade show will show you the directory of wholesalers that will attend. Okay, like I'm flying to Edmonton tomorrow in Canada for a trade show, so you have to like make an effort to go to these trade shows, because think about what other things, like most people are not willing to do these things. Most people want it to be easy. Most people want it to just do a one Google search and boom, it's there, right? Everyone is thinking like that. So chances of you finding something good like that are lower, right? So it's more of a volume game if you just want to cold call and find stuff via Google.
Yeah.
But if you find a trade show and go and meet people, if you really get targeted as well, right? Like you bought something from a mom and pop shop, figure out what else you can buy from the mom and pop shop, right? Then slowly you can also, within that category of the mom and pop, you can now try to like find wholesalers within that category, get more targeted, right? If you get more targeted and you just spend like a month looking, let's say, for supplements wholesalers, then you're going to be using ChatGPT, Google, finding trade shows. You're trying to like dig up everything to do with supplements for like 1 month, and you're going to get like hundreds of wholesalers. Within those hundreds, you'll have at least a dozen, 10 to 12 that are like good to work with. So you have to get really deep.
And for the trade shows, they don't have any problem to deal with Amazon reseller, right?
They could not. Like, it's up to you to go figure that out. What I've seen is that the smaller and, again, more specific, deeper trade shows, they're better, because again, most people are thinking of ASD in Las Vegas, and like, yeah, everyone who's there is an Amazon seller because it's advertised so much. Right. But no, if you go to smaller trade shows, there's always going to be people that are willing to work with Amazon sellers. And I'll come back if you have any more questions. Okay, I'm all right.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I apologize.
Of course. No worries. All good. Okay, guys, if you guys have a question, type a 1 in the message here in the chat box so I can go in order. We've got Jordan next.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, Jordan. How are you?
Good. I've got a couple questions, but I can just ask one and then we can move on, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
I feel a little silly because I'm at the very, very start of my journey. I've been going through all the OA master classes, and I've kind of hit a hiccup or roadblock with the banking system. Okay. So signed up for Wise and called support. They're not allowing USD accounts anymore, or they've just canceled it altogether. So then I started today signing up for Loop, and Loop has a verification process asking for business permit and license to verify the account before I can even get transit numbers to then attach to my seller's account. And I know in the overview, you kind of mentioned with the stage that I'm at, don't bother with LLCs or any of that legal stuff, just kind of get rolling. Do you have an alternative banking system for the stage that I'm at right now without the LLC?
Yeah, this isn't like a very new incident that's been coming up that I've noticed in the group chat. I guess Wise is limiting, or like you said, not even opening up accounts anymore in the USD. So to be honest, I have to look into this, because you're right, with Loop, the only way to open up a Loop account, I think, is through having like a Canadian corporation. Right. And that's, I think, what you're seeing now. And that's the issue there. So I have to honestly look into this and see what our next best option is, because this is definitely something new that Wise is doing. And this was our best way to like just get account details very, very quickly. So to be honest, I don't have a great answer for you right now, other than the fact that if you can maybe open up like a USD account with your traditional bank, like TD or something or CIBC. If you can open up just a USD account, then you could use that information. But thinking like, even with that, you'll still get the Canadian bank details, which are like your transit number, institution number.
Right. And would Amazon flag that if I'm trying to sell on .com?
They wouldn't flag it, no, but I don't think you have the option to put those details in because you're on the .com side, so it's going to expect for you to put in a US bank account. So it's going to ask you for like the US version of that, which like they don't have institution transit numbers. They have like something else.
And maybe a silly question, but as a Canadian, can I go to Bank of America and open up a bank account there?
Yeah, US company can. I don't think a Canadian person can, unless you had like a international like tax number. So yeah, this is a weird situation right now that I have to look into. So just give me a couple days to just confirm what the best option is, because I don't want you to overcomplicate it and open up a corporation and whatnot. We just need to put in what's best for now for you to just move forward, because these aren't the things that we want to just focus on.
Yeah. And I just want to get going. So I'll start doing research myself too. But yeah, I can figure out this banking because I want to get product up and running.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just write this down here to look into.
Now I've got another question. Has anyone else typed in one? Oh yeah, a few.
Yeah, but what is it? I mean, you can go ahead. We can go through it quickly.
Okay, yeah, they're very kind of quick comment questions. One would be on FBA scope, and specifically the profit calculator. I was trying to play around with it today. I thought you might have seen in the group there was on mine. But specifically, what goes into that calculator? We used to add in my prep center costs. Does it have the Amazon fees? And does the calculator essentially say it's calculating if you were to sell out in 1 month or 2 months or?
Yeah, good question. Let me pull it up right here. Okay, you guys can see this product?
Yeah.
The Vaseline product? Okay. So we got profit calculator here. If you hover over the eye here, you'll be able to see the breakdown of most things.
Right.
You see the referral fee, fulfillment fee. So that's being pulled from Amazon. And then storage, I always keep this at 1 because I always advise buying less than 1 month's worth of inventory. Gotcha. And then this low inventory level, don't need to worry about that for now. You do need to worry if you're selling on Amazon.com, there is inventory placement fees, but that is something that the prep center can talk to you about because that's more to do with the US side, and there's no really way of getting around it. It's just an extra fee that we need to pay to get our products to either one location or to just send it to multiple different locations.
Gotcha.
And then prepping and shipping are the only 2 costs you want to always add to your cost of goods.
Yeah, and you said about $1.50, $2 per unit.
Exactly. Yeah, like you can add it here, but I don't do that. I just if I know this product is going to cost me. I mean, this is not a good example, but if I know that my product is going to cost me $1 in this case, then I would add $1.50 to that, so it'd be like $3, and I would just put that here. Right. That is something that I would always do with cost of goods. And in terms of there's no really other. You mentioned inventory as well.
Yeah.
Right. So the question was what? How much inventory should you buy?
Well, I guess in turn, that was kind of the question is, should I put that that inventory needs to stay at Amazon for 2 months, 3 months to make sure that I'm profitable. But you kind of mentioned that you're not buying,
Yeah.
you're really being smart about buying inventory that's most likely going to sell within 30 days.
Yeah, like I always want to stay lean because being a reseller, like you never know what could happen. Like sellers can pour in, Amazon could suppress the buy box. Like we do our analysis to just make sure that, okay, this looks like a great product. We look at the past to try and assume what the future is going to be like, predict it. And then in terms of like how many units it's being sold, plus like figuring out how much stock level my competitors have, I'll come up with a number that I think I could sell within 25 days. Because again, more than that, you're just parking too much money into one product and you're not staying lean. And it's best to just always have a couple weeks worth of inventory. But even like that's like my maximum, right? I'll only have a month's worth of inventory. But if this is my first time selling this, then I'm gonna want to order a small test order, but still, that has to be competitive with what my competitors are doing, right? So in this case, if this is 400 units sold per month, and I can see an FBA seller having almost 200 units, another FBA seller 185, and here 85 as well, right? So like these guys down here are not really big competitors because their price is so high. But let's just say in this case, like my real competitors are Young Mania, Dynamic, 4 units, not really. So really just like over here, this is like my main competitor. So I would want to order at least 80 to 100 units in my first go because I want to stay competitive, but I don't want to order like so much because it's my first time ordering and selling this product. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. And just one other question. What is the name of the trade show that you're going to in Edmonton? I'm based in Alberta.
Nice. Awesome. I'll send it to you. It's called Traders Forum. Yeah, search that up. And sign up for it. Yeah, if you can go, then we can meet.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Awesome. No worries. Okay, let's move forward. Emron, we got you again.
I can't wait for the next. I just want to give the chance for others.
Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate that. We'll come back to you. Olu, how are you? Can you hear me, Olu? Check. Okay, we'll come back to Olu.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Olu's back.
Yes, sir. I was searching for my mute button.
No worries. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Good, man. Good. What's up? How can I help?
Right. So I wanted to piggyback off Jordan's comment about the WISE USD. So there was something that said you could receive USD with your GBP details.
Mm.
Yeah.
You noticed that? You could do that?
Well, I just saw the notification. Once you click on the join account details list, it tells you email you as soon as USD account details are available. In the meantime, you can receive USD using GBP account details.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. Do you hear that, Jordan?
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for that, Olu. Yeah, that's it's definitely not convenient for them to do this, but I can imagine like if all these people are opening up accounts and no one's really using them, but I'm sure it's an expense on their end. They're probably trying to figure out how to scale it. But yeah, interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna look into that as well. The Great Britain pound accounts can be used for USD. Sounds good. Do you have a question yourself, Olu?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Joji, you are next.
Hey Nick, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We just found we're just in the starting process, like at the oil lead. We found a couple of products we think we can start with, but those are the store we have to buy it from Walmart. So I've seen one of your videos or the chats. I've heard that it probably has to unsheet it with Walmart. So if that's the case, what we can do?
So you're looking to buy from Walmart, but you know that you won't be able to ungate with the invoice, correct?
I think I heard from one of your videos or from the chat
Yeah.
that it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Walmart for some reason just doesn't ungate. Like their invoices won't help you to ungate. So you have a few options when you get into a situation like this. Depending on the ungating, I'm assuming it's the category ungate because that's usually the hardest one to get. Do you remember by any chance which is it, a brand ungate or a category ungate?
No, it only asked me for when I added it. It only asked me for the invoice. It didn't say. Let me see.
Yeah.
Probably have the.
On the like when it says, "Hey, give us your invoice," on the right, it should be like brand or category approval. It should tell you.
You're only asking for invoice. Document must meet the following requirements dated before February 13th.
Yeah.
Include your name and address matching the information of sending account. Include the name.
Like all the way on the right, there should be like a.
No, I'm sorry.
You don't see it? Okay.
The screenshot actually I took.
Okay. Is it? Let me ask you this: is it asking for just an invoice or also invoice and pictures of the product?
No, it's just the invoice.
Okay. So that just an invoice.
Invoice of the product. That's what it is.
Okay. Invoice. Yeah. So when it's just an invoice, it's usually brand level, not category level. Category level is usually the first one they ask for, and then they're like, okay, give us pictures of the product as well. And then it might ask you for brand as well afterwards. But it seems like you might already be approved for the category. You just need approval for the brand. So
Okay.
the options you have are going through the list of wholesalers that we have in the ungating chat in Circle. This will give you wholesalers that are known to ungate. Okay. So that's one option. Okay. And you can just find that brand that you're ordering from that website, depending on the category, of course. Right. So if let's say Vaseline, right? If you're trying to order Vaseline from Walmart, okay, I'm going to buy from Walmart to be profitable, but can I buy this from somewhere else to be able to just use the invoice to ungate?
Yeah.
Right. And I think in the chat today, someone mentioned that they purchased a product at a slight loss just to be able to ungate. Right. And, unfortunately, that has to be the case sometimes where you're just making a small investment and just being able to buy something 10 units, 12 units to just ungate and then start to buy it profitably from, let's say, Walmart.
Okay.
So that's the one way. The second way is to try to find the same product on Target or on VitaCost. I think those are the two websites that I know for sure. Also, their invoices will ungate. Okay. So if you can find the exact product, then great, because then you can add that to your inventory and then it'll just be a little less profitable because you just maybe purchased it at a higher price. So try to find that, try to do that. But yeah, if you're trying to buy from Walmart, like unfortunately the invoice probably won't help you ungate and you have to navigate it differently like this.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. One other question is like the OA leads are it is strictly for OA leads. I mean for OA, right? Online advertise, right?
Yep.
So some of them when I see the FPS code, the score is like 1. They say they don't. It's a red flag. Don't try to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I can see. some of them.
Yeah, so FBA scope is to help you just give you a quick understanding of if something doesn't look good, right? And if something is a 1 and it's giving you like a red flag, take a look at the red flag, because usually it's Amazon is dominating, or hey, there's only
Right.
1 or 2 sellers, the brand is there. So like I would say if it tells you 1 red flag, Amazon's dominating, then for sure like move on. But sometimes there are some edge cases where like it might say, hey, the brand is dominating, or this is private label, or someone might have an exclusivity here. And most of the times it's true, but sometimes when a listing only has a couple people on it, it might just be a new listing, or, it might not be necessarily the fact that it's private label or the fact that someone has exclusivity. Those are just based on the fact that there's only 1 or 2 sellers on it. And that's very uncommon for a reseller product. Okay. So use FBA scope as like your assistant, because I know personally when I'm looking at products, like when I'm looking at like 10, 20, 30 products a day, by the time I'm at my number 20, I'm like mentally a little fatigued. And so that's why I've built this tool to just like never like give me blind spots.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And one other thing is regarding the bank account. I have a bank account with EQ Bank. I didn't have any problem adding it to the Amazon. I'm a Canadian, and I think I have a USD account with the EQ Bank, and I added that one. But I thought you said that there is sometimes there will be problem. I didn't have any problem. I added that.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, if you have a bank, someone like EQ Bank, and you added your Canadian dollar account, or
I have a USD account with that account too, so that's the one I added.
And it works?
I mean, they didn't say anything. They said that it's okay. I mean, we haven't started selling yet, but I don't really know whether it's going to be a problem then.
Yeah.
But
No.
they didn't say anything.
If they accepted it, then it should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more quick question: how do we get in touch with the accountant? As part of the package, I couldn't book an appointment or something. I actually emailed them directly. Didn't get any response too.
Okay. Let me take a look at that. I'll write that in my notes here. And I'll message you.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all for. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. No worries. Let me just write this down. Okay, awesome. So I think we got Suk next.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Nick.
Hey, Suk, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So I have a question. So we are gonna start Mom and Pop. We are thinking to jump into that. So I just want to know, like, do we need a website to go with that? Like, we were trying to sign up for the ShipTop Prep Center, and we tried to look for some wholesaler. We were just playing over, right? But they ask for website always. So I have no idea what kind of website we need to create.
Who's asking you for a website?
Like, I went on the ShipTop website, so try to register for the Prep Center, but there is an option to fill your website.
Okay. No, you don't need a website, especially not for like opening up an account with a Prep Center. So don't worry about that. I mean, you can leave it empty. No?
But it's like a starred one, so
Really?
like the required option that you have to fill.
Yeah, like a required field. That's weird. I don't know. I mean, they should know that, people from Amazon Amazon sellers are coming towards them. There is another prep center that I'm currently talking to that's my prep center based out of Toronto. So if anything, just wait and I'll give you the information for them. But I mean, see if there's a way around it, because for a prep center to want a website that's doesn't make any sense. If anything, just put na.com or whatever. Just move on. You know what I mean? Like, don't waste your time with that. Just put some random website for now. I'm sure no one's looking at that.
Okay, okay. And for mom and pop, do we need corporation? Like right now, we are doing sole proprietor. So
Yeah.
do we have to start the corporation for that?
So when it comes to mom and pop, again, you don't necessarily need it. It really just comes down to the relationship, right? If you're like speaking to a complete stranger and they're feeling a little skeptical, then having a corporation, having a website potentially, like these are things that can just warm people up, but you don't need it. You know, I would say a corporation would be nice to have, just because then you can start expensing things and separating it from your personal income. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why a corporation is useful, is because it doesn't add on top of your personal income, so you don't like go into a higher tax bracket. Everything is business based, and so that, I think, is just shows more professionalism and shows that, okay, you're a real business. But again, the mom and pop, like what gets them excited is the fact that you're willing to order 100, 200 units of something. They don't care if you're corp or whatever. It's just how quickly can you show them that you're serious and that you're willing to do business and make money, both of you. That's what people care about. Because at the end of the day, the mom and pop is a business owner as well. You know, they just want to make sure that you're not trying to scam them and that you're like not wasting their time.
Okay. So like in general, if we talk, so like what would you recommend? Like when is the best time to open the corporation? Like is there any parameters that you should be selling this much? So it should be your sales. So then is the best time. Because it's a totally different process. It's a kind of we are entering into a legal thing, right? Then the tax filing is gonna be totally different than your personal. So
Yeah. I would say like a good time to know that, like, okay, you're gonna open up a corp, or you should open up a corp, is when you're making some money. When you realize that you're profiting, then it's like, okay, now let's open up a corp because this is working and I'm gonna spend a little bit of money on making it legit. Because opening up a corp will cost you like $200 to $300 one-time fee. And then to do the taxes at the end of the year will probably cost like $1,000 with a accountant, like a CPA, right? So it's just added costs. And I always advise, like, stay lean, just focus on making money first, and then go back and optimize, you know, because I don't want you to spend all this money and then maybe 6 months down the road, you're like, oh, you know what, like something got in the way, or now I'm not using the corp or whatever. So just focus on the stuff that will help you move the needle. And I would say when you start making money, or when you realize, let's say, no one wants to work with you because you're not a corp, then it's like, okay, let me now do the corp. You know, if it's a real reason why people don't want to work with you, which in my opinion, it shouldn't be, but you know, everyone has very different expectations and scenarios and experiences. So I think you'll understand when the time is right. It's just, if anything, wait till you make some money, then be like, okay, now we're making money. I see the vision. I want to grow the business. Let's start a corporation.
Okay. So like, okay, in like if we go for corporation, let's say, so like how does it work? So can we pay ourselves as a salary, or like go with the dividend on corporation?
So you can deal with that stuff later. Like, again, it's not stuff that you want to think about right now, but you could do either, right? Initially, you're going to do dividends. And then, you know, if you have stable money coming in and out, then you can go salary. But, you know, at the beginning, it's just, you're going to open up a corporation. You're going to put some money into the corporation, and then you're just going to try and build the corporation. Try not to take money out, right? And when you're profiting, then it's like, okay, let's maybe take out 20% every month from the profits and pay ourselves. You know, you create rules like that. But again, these are things that you want to think about when you're making money.
Okay. Okay. And the other question I have is, so like if we open the corporation, then like we have to change the details, right, on the Amazon account, because right now we are doing the sole proprietor, and we do have account on Wise as well, which is already created with the same name. So will it cause an issue, like changing all the details and stuff?
No, super easy. Whenever you have a new corporation, all you just have to go into the back end and say that you're not an individual, like as I think it's in your tax tax form or something. You just change that to now I'm a corporation. So it's super easy.
Okay. Does it include the username as well, like when we log in? So the email that I've been using is on the domain name of the sole proprietor business. I mean, sole proprietors can, will it be easy to change it over to the corporation, like whatever will be the new address or email domain, like for that?
Yeah, no, again, you can change all of that very easily. That's just like anything. Like you can change your password, you can change your email. It doesn't matter. That's not a big deal.
Okay. And for mom and pop, like if we start with the mom and pop, because we have been doing OA for a while now, so we are thinking to start with mom and pop, and eventually, like we want to go with the wholesale, but later on. So for mom and pop, like what should be the initial amount that we should start ordering with, like minimum? Like we don't know them, right? We're going to make a deal, so we just don't want to dump stuff like so what would you recommend to go with? Like,
It's the same thing as wholesale, right? Like kind of what we just did. You want to look at what's a competitive amount compared to your competitors, but you also want to do like a minimum of like 30 or 40 units, right? I talk about this in the wholesale section, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of how many units you should always order. But again, like, it's a mix of like not too much and not too little. And you want to show the mom and pop that you're serious, right? So if you find a good product, you want to order, like I said, minimum 30, 40, but look at your competitors. If they have like hundreds in stock, then you might have to order a little more to stay competitive. And on top of that, your like everyone's leverage, everyone's way of getting a better price is with more volume. So I always like to be like, okay, let me order 30 or 40 because this is my first time ever ordering something. Granted, it's competitive. Then I see how it sells. I look and I'm like, my analysis was correct. Great. I just sold this in 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. Awesome. Now let's up it. Now let's order maybe 60 to 100, right? And then negotiation wise, to get a better price, you always have more volume as your way of getting a better price. So start off somewhat low, but always ask, like, how can I get a better price? How can I, like, what can we do here to get a better price? And most of the time it's order more. So you could be like, okay, what if I order 100? What if I order 200? What's the best price we can work out? And then you also want to give a price, and it's like a negotiation. Okay. And so the best thing here that I've just told one of my students, actually, one of my one-on-one student, was he was looking at some products that were like 5%, 10% margin, which is really, really low because margin is like your safety factor. ROI is how much money you're making. It's like your return on your investment. So minimum for me, ROI could be like 8%, 10%. That's ROI. But margin, that's like your safety factor, right? I don't go anywhere below 10% because that just means that one unexpected cost and I'm in the red, right? So my margin has to be at least 10% because if there's any unexpected costs, I will be in the red. And so I was telling him, purchasing is like your most important thing here. Like finding a good relationship with a wholesaler, finding a good mom and pop shop, and purchasing at a great price, purchasing like with a good number, that's where your profit lies. It's not in selling at a high price, it's buying at a really good price.
Okay. One last question. So, just in case, like anybody asks for the websites, like just to be genuine, to show to the shop owner that like we are actually doing the business, right? So, can we add the products or pictures of the products that we're already selling on the Amazon? Do we need to do that, or like, is there any kind of sample website that you can recommend just to have an idea of this?
For building a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one. I don't think it's working anymore, but yeah, there was a couple actually. I think I put in the group chat and stuff, but okay, let me put this on the list as well. Let me find a sample website for wholesale / like mom and pop. But
Okay.
you have to
We did try
understand.
one in the course, but it was not working. Like there was
Okay.
one in the course. So yeah.
Yeah. I think it might have it just expired, or someone probably took down the website. But understand the purpose for the website, right? In wholesale, we need a website because we're trying to show the wholesalers that we're not just Amazon sellers, that we're like a bigger company. We sell on our website, we sell on Amazon, but realistically, we're only selling on Amazon. But we want to show them that we're not just Amazon sellers. That's why the mom and pop is such an important subject as well, is because working with a mom and pop and really getting them on our side, we can then go to wholesalers and say, hey, we have a brick and mortar store. We're not just selling on Amazon. We also sell physical in our brick and mortar. It's not your brick and mortar, but it's the mom and pop you've been working with. So that's the whole purpose of mom and pop, to help you even get into wholesale. So understand the website for wholesale is doing something similar, where it's just like products on a website to just show the wholesaler you're not just an Amazon seller. Okay, so that's great for wholesale. But again, the mom and pop, they're not going to ask you for a website, right? The mom and pop just cares that you are serious about buying 200 units of whatever you said.
Okay. So do we need to tell them that we are gonna sell it on Amazon, or we
Yeah, you probably want to, because you want them to also speak to their suppliers and just kind of make sure that it's okay for the mom and pop to sell on Amazon, because you want it to be kind of like truthful. I think that just has more longevity. But you are the Amazon expert, right? The mom and pop shop doesn't know anything about Amazon. They just, if they're happy selling you 200 units and making the margin in between. But you can be open with them, be like, hey, look, we're Amazon experts and we're looking to buy 200 units of this, let's say, supplement, and we notice that you have it. Do you think that you can sell to us at a wholesale price? And, we'll give you like 3-4% in between. So it's a discussion which, this is covered in the mom and pop section.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nick.
No worries. Okay, I think Chandra, your hand is up, so we can go to you next. I know you also mentioned that you asked if there's a prep center near Toronto or Brampton. There are many prep centers in and around here, but the one I use, I think they're in Mississauga. So I'm finalizing with them, and then I'm going to make it available for everyone in the community to reach out to them via email. But Chandra, do you have any questions? You're going to have to take yourself off mute as well. And then, there.
Hello, sir. Can you listen to me?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Fine. Thank you so much. Actually, this is the first day. Today is the first day of my for this course. I'm just learning on that Seller Center. I do have many questions, so it's not possible to answer all the questions before completing that course, no? And I have not completed it.
Exactly.
The morning I'm on it today. From the morning, I'm just learning that courses. I'm just I'm searching a lot of things on online, Google's, and the course provided by you.
Good.
So I'll keep you if anything is there, I'll keep you asking on Telegram.
Exactly. Yeah. If there's anything,
so far I'm happy, and I'm much more hopeful that I can do something new.
Yes, absolutely, man. I mean, welcome to the community. Do you have any questions right now? Anything specific?
Just wanted to ask one thing. Can I do private label and wholesale from the single seller account?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can. Doesn't matter. It's just you're gonna have to create these listings on the account,
Okay.
right? But yes, there's no issue there.
Okay, I do have to understand about the mom and pop. I don't know much about that. And so let me go through the content first, whatever you guys have
Yeah.
provided me. And if anything there, definitely I'll the question on that community.
Yeah, focus on the OA. Just go in order with the masterclass. Focus on the OA. Get all the like most important things set up. Your Amazon account, your banking, your just setting it up.
Yeah, that I already did earlier. That I already did
Good.
last 15 days before. So I just started learning through that like community seller center. And
Yeah.
I'm on it now anyway.
Awesome. Yeah. So just take your time with that. Go through it. Ask questions in Telegram, and then we have these calls every 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
take advantage of these calls. This goes for everyone. Just write down all the things you're really confused about. And if you think it's a little too long for Telegram, then save it for these calls. And,
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
And one more question: what type of like specific command we have to like ask in the chat GPT to like find the suppliers? We have any specific command to find the suppliers?
Yeah, it's a
That-
good
that
question.
is-
Yeah, it's a good question. So like what templated prompt, right? Should you use? So it's similar to the one I used in Google. Like again, if you go to the wholesalers section of the masterclass, I know you probably haven't watched that yet because you're still at the beginning. You'll see there's a video course that says finding wholesalers
Yeah.
with ChatGPT. Now, you'll see in that whole section that even when using Google, I'm very specific on the category that I'm looking for as well as the location. Okay.
Okay.
So same thing with ChatGPT. You just want to be like, find me 10 authorized distributors for brand name or for this category
Okay.
and then you put like a province or a state. Okay.
Great. Then one more question. Can I send the money to Alibaba platforms like Alipay from my account?
I don't know. I think maybe with Wise you can wire money, e-transfer money, and you can even request a debit card. So then you could use the debit card to.
That I already did, but I'm not sure we can send money to China through Alipay or Alibaba. Is any of our participants have tried it? Can you please guys share on the Instagram? On the Telegram.
Yeah, I personally purchased from Alibaba before, and I just used a credit card.
Yeah, regularly I'm also doing that. I'm also purchasing from my credit card, but I'm not sure I can do through the guy's account or not because I want
I'm
to
sure you
get all the things together. That's why I'm just asking.
Yeah. I'm sure you can because if you get the debit Visa for Wise, or even if you get I think they offer virtual cards, right? You can use the virtual information and it's like checking out on any website. And with Alibaba, they have the secure pay. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, Alipay something is there. Alipay.
Yeah. So I'm sure you can use that because it's just another card.
Mm-hmm. Is there any specific reasons from suppliers like putting cap on the buying the product in almost all the whatever leads you guys are sending? Cap of like quantity on like only 6 numbers, only 10 numbers. Why like that? Is there any specific reason?
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't necessarily want you to buy and resell, right? That's the trick with online arbitrage is that you have to find opportunities and you have to buy like 5, 6, 10 units. And that's it. I know people who have multiple email addresses so they can buy with multiple accounts. And that's why I'm not a big fan of arbitrage in general, because it's all a hustle. It's just like, let me make a little bit of money. And the reason it's in the program is because it's a great stepping stone to to mom and pop into wholesale. All of this is stepping stones. But for me, I'm in wholesale. I do wholesale, right? I've done mom and pop as well, but I've been in the game for 6 years that I just went straight into wholesale even back then. And so for people who don't fully grasp everything yet, it's like, okay, we got to take it step by step.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
That's all for now, sir.
Awesome, Chandra. Well,
Thank you so much.
yes. Stay close to the Telegram group. Ask us questions there. Go through the content. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of the questions, especially for the like banking and Seller Central, all that stuff's usually covered. But I like that we talked about the fact that Wise now doesn't have a USD details. That's definitely something that's new. So these calls are important for that.
Sure. That I understand.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No worries. Does anyone else have a quick question to fit in our last couple minutes? Or is everyone okay?
I just have.
Yes, Amran. Hit it.
Sure. Hi. I'm gonna ask you the 2 questions because I know that we're running out of time. So just the first question is, like, sometimes we find the products that sell over 10,000 units a month, but when we apply to sell them, Amazon not let us sell this product. So in this situation, what we have to do? And the second question is, what is your advice on the best product category that we need to focus on for the long term?
What was the first question? Amazon doesn't let you sell products for some units?
Amazon doesn't
Like it says not available?
Like I request that and they take long time and then they send me an email that I cannot or I'm not eligible.
Yeah. So look, in terms of that, like either there's something wrong with your ungating invoice. Most of the time it's the fact that something is wrong with your invoice. But if you realize like, okay, like I have one student who's been trying to open up or like trying to get ungated for one product, and it's just like they literally have the invoice from the manufacturer and Amazon still doesn't ungate them. And I think that has to do with the fact that their account is so new and that it's just like they have no history, and now they're trying to sell like supplements, like oral products that people like take. And Amazon might, this is my assumption, that Amazon might be like, okay, we just don't know anything about this seller yet. We're just not going to give them approval for this just yet. If you realize that they're giving you 0 reasons and they're just saying, sorry, you're not qualified, then that might be the case. And so you might want to just find other products and try to just build some history and just sell other products. But it's just about putting in the effort, trying different things. Okay. The second question was category.
And
category is based on,
the best category that you advise me to follow for grad. And one more thing, the upcoming season for Halloween. Should I focus on that as well? And what?
So this is all dependent on your strategy, right? Like for me, I don't really focus on seasonal things. I just focus on what my suppliers have. I always focus most of my energy on my suppliers. Who are my suppliers? Where can I meet with suppliers? What do they have? Right? That's always been my strategy. It's not what are the best opportunities? What are the seasons I want to tackle? Because it's like, great, I find a great 9 out of 10 on FBA Scope. Where am I going to find this? Where am I going to buy this profitably? Right? So it's all about just spending most of your time, 80-20 principle, on finding good wholesalers and suppliers. And how do you do that? You go to trade shows. You show, if you find someone who's good, you show intent. You follow up, right? That should be your main focus. Okay. And same category. Like I can't tell you like do toys or do this or do that because every category is different. If anything, there's categories that you should definitely probably stay away from, like apparel, because it has a high return rate and stuff like that. But I know some students who do really well in apparel, right? So it's like, it's really dependent on who your suppliers are and what network you've built. Okay. And that's usually based on trial and error. So it's like, you think supplements is good? Okay, follow supplements and see where that takes you. You realize you have no like traction there. Okay, move on to something else. Move on to grocery. Move on to gardening. You know, like whatever sticks, then follow through with whatever sticks. You know, that's my best advice.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, guys. No worries, Emron. Guys, thanks for staying on even a couple minutes extra. I hope this was valuable as always. But we will chat in 2 weeks. The recording of this will be up in the next couple minutes. I'll put it in the group. Otherwise, see you guys in Telegram and on this chat in 2 weeks.